The country's COVID-19 vaccination program finally kicks off with jabs from China's Sinovac. A supply problem stalls the arrival of more than 525,000 Astrazeneca doses for one more week. The OCTA research team flags Metro Manila's highly unusual uptick in daily cases of late. And Baguio City ramps up its contact tracing efforts as it reports its first known case of the more infectious UK COVID variant. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. The country has officially rolled out its COVID-19 vaccination campaign following the arrival of thousands of doses from Chinese vaccine maker Sinovac. Jen Kalimon with that report.
Key officials from the government's COVID-19 response were among the first to be vaccinated with jobs from China's Sinovac. Philippine General Hospital Director Gerardo Legaspi, FDA Director General Eric Domingo, and vaccine czar Carlito Galvez Jr. were inoculated at the PGH today. Shots were also administered to at least 100 hospital personnel who volunteered. Around 5,000 PGH personnel had pre-registered for the inoculation, but this number decreased due to hesitancy.
More or less out of 1.7 na ating health workers ay more or less 200 to 300 lang ang medyo possibility na sila ang kumuha ng Sinovac. But sa ngayon hindi natin masasabi. Let's wait for siguro mga 2 to 3 days. Makikita po natin ang actual uptake na kung tataas pa po 'yon.
PGH Director Legaspi clarified that the inoculation is not mandatory. Legaspi added that healthcare workers will be prioritized once the shots from their preferred brands arrive in the country.
Allergic sila, malamang po itong bakuna ang aking i-recommend sa kanila. So, hindi po ako, katulad sinabi ko, ang aking pong mga pananaw ay hango sa aking paniniwala sa datos.
The Health Department says other priority groups will be able to access the Sinovac shots if there are excess supply.
May grouping po ng allocation, prioritization po. Kung sino po ang next in line. Okay. Meron pong ganun.
The government is set to transport Sinovac vaccines to other hubs, such as Cebu and Davao this week. The Philippines received the shots on Sunday after several months of delay. President Duterte, together with some cabinet members and officials from Chinese embassy, witnessed the arrival.
It is only the donation made to the Philippines that was carried by a Chinese government plane. Yung iba kinukuha doon sa China, dito hinatid sa atin.
But President Duterte said he is willing to be inoculated with a different brand, as advised by his doctor. He also dared Vice President Leni Robredo to get vaccinated first, as she is more qualified to get inoculated with Sinovac vaccine.
Ano bang problema nila sa bakuna na talaga magpabakuna man ako? If I do not want to die and get COVID, I should get one. I go around a lot. I meet so many people on any given trip outside. Bakit dadramahin pa yan? Sinong mauna siya?
Despite not planning to receive it himself, Duterte has guaranteed the safety and effectiveness of Sinovac vaccines. Reporting for News 5, Jen Kalimon, We Are One News.
The relatively low efficacy rate of Sinovac's CoronaVac shots among health workers in Brazil was a big cause for concern. Researchers in Turkey said it is over 91% effective. But over in Indonesia, trials showed a 65% efficacy rate. Meanwhile, experts in Brazil reported that it was only 50% effective at preventing symptomatic infections. But it is important to note that unlike other countries, Brazil's trials were conducted among healthcare workers only. Sinovac suspects that because healthcare workers are more alert to symptoms, this may be a reason behind the lower reported efficacy rate. Despite this, at least 13 countries have so far secured millions of doses from Sinovac. Turkey tops that list with over 120 million doses ordered, according to data from UNICEF. Here in the Philippines, 25 million more doses of CoronaVac are expected to arrive on top of the 600,000 that are already here. At least 300,000 people are expected to receive doses of the first official shipment. But questions as to who should be inoculated first remain, as the Food and Drug Administration and the National Immunization Group have different recommendations. The IATF has yet to tackle the matter. Farmers and fishermen are urging the government to include them in the vaccine priority list. Shyla Francisco joins us live from Mandaluyong City for the details. Hello, Shyla. Good afternoon. Will our agricultural workers be included in this priority list?
Sean, peasant groups are saying that farmers and fisherfolk should also be considered as frontliners as they continue to labor for the sake of food security even amid the pandemic. Majority of the farmers and fishermen will not be able to afford access to COVID-19 doses. But as the nation owes them for our food supply, Kilusang Magbubukid ng Pilipinas says the government should also ensure that they get COVID-19 shots that are free and safe. The group asks the Agriculture Department must also launch an information campaign since many farmers are still hesitant to be inoculated due to the dengue vaccine controversy. Meanwhile, the Samahang Industriya ng Agrikultura says farmers and fisherfolk out in the field and at sea should be prioritized considering the risks they face when interacting with traders and other buyers. The group says the DA should talk to parties who may be willing to buy or allocate funds for the vaccines of agriculture workers. SINAG is also appealing to DA not to push through with a proposal to lower tariffs on pork and rice for 1 year, saying the tariffs could be used by the national government to procure vaccines for the sector. For its part, the Agriculture Department says the decision is already on President Duterte's hands. But the agency clarifies that this recommendation, if approved, will only be temporary. Sean, the DA says it is willing to sit down with farmers, the Health Department, and LGU for the information campaign, saying that they will work to have all farmers and fishermen vaccinated. Sean?
Thank you for that, Shyla. That was Shyla Francisco reporting to us live from Mandaluyong City. The Health Department recorded over 2,000 new COVID-19 cases today, and this brings the total caseload to more than 578,000 with almost 32,000 active cases. 4 more died of the virus today, increasing the death toll to over 12,000. Recoveries are now at over 534,000 with 86 new survivors logged in the last 24 hours. In line with that, the OCTA research team says that the recent spike in COVID-19 cases in Metro Manila is highly unusual as compared to the previous weeks. Professor Guido David told One News's Agenda that the latest surge happened within a shorter time frame compared to last year. The research team also said that the average number of daily cases in the National Capital Region last week was at around 900. That is almost double of the 400 daily average in the region from November to early February. David also noted an uptick in cases in Pasay City as well as the northern parts of the NCR, in Malabon, Navotas, parts of Caloocan, and Valenzuela.
This is a highly unusual rate of spread, and this is very concerning kasi this is faster than what we saw last year. There's a game changer kasi this increase na nakikita natin is very fast, similar siya sa nakita nating increase sa Cebu and also sa Mountain Province and Benguet as the northern areas. And we feel there's a strong possibility na may UK variant na nagsispread na sa Metro Manila.
Baguio City has detected its first known case of the more infectious UK COVID variant. Mayor Benjamin Magalong says the variant was detected in a 30-year-old female patient who tested positive for COVID-19 last February 12. The patient recovered from the disease on February 23. Mayor Magalong says they are ramping up contact tracing efforts to prevent the spread of the UK variant.
Tinitingnan namin yung ating database, kung nakalink, may link siya sa cases sa Quantum at cases sa National. So far, sa ngayon, tinitingnan namin kahapon, wala pa kami na-establish na.
And the IATF has released new protocols for domestic travel as part of the government's bid to further reopen the economy. Gerard de la Peña joins us live from the NAIA to tell us more. Hi Gerard, do passengers or are passengers aware of these changes?
Sean, the new protocols for domestic travel are effective starting today, but looks like passengers are not aware of the changes. Well, Sean, according to the new IATF order, those who wish to travel to various provinces do not need to secure documents such as travel authorities, medical clearances, and the like. Passengers also do not need to undergo swab testing unless the local government unit where they are going requires them to do so. Quarantines will not be required in their respective destinations unless they are exhibiting symptoms. The Transportation Department issued a memorandum that provides details on how this will be carried out. The Manila International Airport Authority said it doesn't need to do a lot of adjustments in relation to the new protocols since it already allocated portions of terminals for isolation sites. The Interior Department, for its part, said the goal is to open up the economy by encouraging travel and tourism. Gradual reopening of the economy will also rid the PNP of the burden of issuing travel authorities so they can focus on maintaining peace and order. But while authorities seemed in sync in this, many passengers who encountered the NAIA still brought their documents. They said they were informed by their destination LGUs that the papers are still required. The DILG said there might have been a miscommunication regarding the order. Sean, the DILG will meet today with provincial governors to iron out the issues regarding the test before travel policy. Now, Undersecretary Epimaco Densing said that if an LGU decides to impose this on travelers, they have to issue an executive order before they get to implement this. Sean.
Thanks for that, Gerard. That was News 5's Gerard de la Peña reporting to us live from the NAIA. Moving on to some lighter news, diversity dominated this year's Golden Globes. Drama Nomadland and satire Borat's subsequent movie film won Best Picture. Nomadland, which tells the story of van dwellers in recession-hit America, also bagged the Best Director prize for Chloe Zhao. Zhao is only the second woman to win at the Golden Globes in this specific category and the first woman director of Asian descent to win. Sacha Baron Cohen, creator of this year's Best Comedy Film and most known for his character Borat, was also named as Best Comedy Movie Actor. The mostly virtual ceremony also honored Netflix's The Crown as Best TV Drama and The Queen's Gambit as Best Limited Series. Anya Taylor-Joy, who played the lead role in the chess saga, also won Best Actress in a Limited Series. In total, streaming service Netflix took 4 wins in the film categories and 6 for television. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.